video is a mini review of the INDe tunable drum suspension mount. It's something new from INDe drums. There's been a bit of a buzz about these on the drum forum, on the DFO. I never honestly paid that much attention to what they were talking about, but at the recent Chicago show, I stopped by Josh's booth and I was looking at the snare strainers, and then I saw these next to it, and it kind of intrigued me, and the more I thought about it, the more I thought I should give a couple of these a try. So today, I already tried it on one tom and it worked great, so today I'm going to document using it on a different one. I just want to mention up front that I don't have any connection with INDe Drum Labs, or Independent Drum Lab. I mean, I met Josh and his dad at the show. Seemed like real nice guys. This is a great idea, so I'm going to give it a try. But this isn't meant to be a commercial, more of a informative thing. But you know, if something works, you might as well let people know about it. So this is what you get. This is the actual mount. It has these mounting bolts that will slide up and down, so it'll accommodate different brands of brackets, tom brackets. Also, the actual clamp on it is adjustable via these drum key screws, so you can loosen these up and slide this up and down to tune where it is against the drum. And then this clamp here will accommodate anything from a 9.5 to a 12.7. I understand. I used it on a 9.5 so far. It looks like it'll open up big enough to take anything else. And there's also a memory clamp that you can put on your L arm, so you always get it in the same spot. That's a kind of a cool little addition. So that's what you get. I'm going to be using this to replace one of these. It's the good old standard Ludwig classic bracket. I've got one of these on a newer tom, and I'm going to replace it with this. So here's the original bracket on this drum. This is a 2015 Salesman set, classic maple. I put that bracket on myself. I didn't like the vibra band. I also put a shell mount cymbal holder and a rail mount on the bass drum. Call me crazy, many have, but I preferred it that way. But I'm thinking that it wouldn't hurt to try this INDe mount in place of this, maybe open up the drum a bit more. So here's with the original bracket on it, which is like the standard bracket that Ludwig's used since about 1962. There's a little bit of flex to the drum on the bracket. You apply pressure to it. Part of that is, I mean, I got the old school holder here too. Usually when I'm using this, using drums with these brackets that are on newer stands with the ball joint, and those are a little stiffer. But anyway, you can see it's got a little play, but not that much. Of course, switching the two brackets is pretty straightforward. You just have to take out those screws for the old bracket and put in the new bracket. So there's the INDe mount mounted. So there's the INDe mount on the drum now, back on the stand. if you compare it, there's a lot more flex to it. It's kind of like it's mounted on like a leaf spring or whatever. I mean, not to the point where it's bouncing out of control, but it's obvious that it's not nearly as rigidly attached to the stand. And it's more open sounding now too. I don't know if it comes across on the video or not, but the note trails off better, and there's no guarantee I got the bottom head back on exactly the same either, but it's pretty close to where it was, and I can definitely, in person anyway, hear a definite improvement. So that was, I think, money well spent. I'm happy with these. I might have to invest in a few more in the future. See how things work out, but it's a really cool idea. There's no drilling. I can always put the old bracket back on. And so my hat's off to Josh. He came up with something pretty cool here. And if you need to put a different mount on a Ludwig, or I guess it'll work on just about anything that uses a 2-hole bracket that bolts to it, that goes onto an L-arm, this would certainly be an option worth considering. It does stick out a little bit farther than the old bracket did because of this sticking out. That seems to be common with a lot of these new brackets. In my case here, it's not really a problem because this case that I keep this in is definitely way bigger than it needs to be. So now, maybe I needed the extra space, so maybe it was fortuitous that I got this case. But anyway, it fits in this case. If you have a really tight-fitting case, that could lead to problems if you change out the bracket, but that's a minor problem.